She was one of the most critically injured victims in the Aurora Theater shooting. Tonight, Farah Soudani is speaking out about her recovery for the first time. 9 News reporter Todd Walker joins us from Littleton. Todd, her spirits are very high.
Yes, it's just absolutely inspiring to see how well she is doing, how her spirits are staying high, despite all she's been through. But as much as she has to heal, she is still very tired, understandably. We sat down with Farah Soudani and her parents today. She's staying at a family friend's house. She spends most of her time watching TV or out on the porch or wishing she could climb the mountain that's staring at her out the front window. She is on a lot of pain medication right now, and it makes it hard for her to eat. She sleeps a lot, sometimes 16 hours a day. When she is up and around, she gets around very well despite having that big cast on her foot, and she considers herself very lucky.
I can't begin to express my gratitude for her. Not only to those who took the $5 that they couldn't even spend to donate to me, but just everyone who sent me a letter, who just prayed for me. That means the world to me. Yeah. And I couldn't begin to tell you how thankful I am, because that's part of what definitely kept me going.
Absolutely inspiring hearing her talk about just how life has been so far and how well she's doing. New tonight at 6, while Farah is still healing, her family is divided over the money that has been raised for her, and we'll tell you why they are calling it a tragedy on top of this already tragedy. Adele?
We'll look for that at 6. Thanks a lot, Todd.
Surgery on that, but I do have this nice juicy scar going down the middle. They had to cut me open.
Oh, gee, she was caught in the middle of one of the most horrific shootings in U.S. history. And now, Farah Soudani, one of the victims of the Aurora Theater shootings, is caught in the middle of a family feud over money raised on her behalf. 9 News reporter Todd Walker sat down with Farah's family today. And Todd, this has gotten so serious that her parents have filed a fraud case with the Attorney General's office.
Yeah, Mark, that fraud case is against Farah's own cousin. Just days after the shooting, he set up a separate fund, in addition to the fund that was already set up by a family friend for Farah. That second fund has allegedly raised $95,000 so far. That's on top of the hundreds of thousands that was raised by the first fund. Now the cousin says he is returning every penny of the money that was donated, and that's leaving the family asking questions, wondering what's going on. And as you mentioned, Farah's caught in the middle. This is where Farah Soudani has spent most of her time lately. After weeks in the hospital, she's finally able to relax. Skin grafts and lots of meds mean, more often than not, it is nap time. While Farah relaxes, her parents have spent a lot of time worrying about their daughter's recovery, and despite hundreds of thousands of dollars donated to help her get better, they also worry about money. Until recently, there have been 2 different funds for people to donate to, one set up by a family friend and one set up by Farah's cousin. The family says that second one is the problem. It was set up days after the first and has caused fighting among the family, so much so Farah's family has filed a fraud case with the Attorney General's office.
Farah hasn't seen one penny of that money. I don't know if they're telling the truth or the money's being pocketed there. We have no knowledge.
We were working with the goldfish. They wanted to work with whales.
They say Farah's cousin raised $95,000 for her with the intent to put it into a trust fund. They say the money never made it into the trust. The cousin hasn't been in contact with the family, and now all $95,000 raised by that competing fund is going back to the donors. Farah's family wonders how that's possible when so many people gave cash or anonymous donations.
How do you justify earning money that was intended to help somebody who's been through such a horrific experience?
Farah's parents say the family's struggles started when she came home from the hospital. She stayed with her cousin for a few days, but then decided to stay with the same family friend that started the original trust. They say after that, nasty messages started showing up online and around their neighborhood. It's a lot to take for a family that is trying to get their only daughter well again.
It is one tragedy on top of another.
It's kind of hard not to think about. The hardest part is it being my closest family.
Now, that funding site set up by the cousin is no longer active. We reached out to him to try and see how he was going to return that money. He said that he had no comment for us. The original funding site through GoFundMe, the one that was set up by the family friend, the one that is into a registered trust fund, that is still active. That can still be donated to. Again, we reached out to the cousin for comment. He had no comment for us. Mark, on a lighter note, Farah is doing so well. Her physical wounds are healing. She's still got a long ways to go, though, and she's going to need a lot of that money to recover.
Remarkable to see her up and around, that scar just takes your breath away.
Absolutely. But considering all she's been through, the week she spent in the hospital, it's amazing that she is here right now. She's very grateful for the position she's in.
Yeah, good for her. All right, Todd, thank you very much.